Hi everyone, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yep.
Your mic is muted.
Can you see me? It is muted, but can you see me? Can you hear me? You should.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's nice. So hey everyone, welcome to the University of Tartu's Pro Game Jam 2021 final presentations. Thank you all participants and everyone else who are watching this at home. Now it's time that you all have been waiting for, to see all the 11 games made for our event. I welcome on the stage Jürmo Mehine and our teams to show the games. So Jürmo, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yes, it is time to see all of your awesome games and all of your awesome presentations. So we will be going through all the games one by one, all the teams. I have a list here in front of me, and everyone from each team gets to show off their game, quickly share their screen, say a few words. Keep your presentations to 5 minutes at most. I will be quite rude and cut you off if you go over, because we are on a pretty tight schedule. So, any questions so far? No questions. We will start with the first team, Team Energy, and their game Sensoria. Anyone here from Team Energy?
Hello.
Hello. You may share your screen.
Give me just a second. So, can you see my screen? Is everything working?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, we're the Team Energy. We are from Real Gymnasium, and we made this game called Sensoria. Our basically goal was to make a puzzle game connected with colors, but then in the middle of development we found out that that would be impossible, and then our theme kind of collapsed, but we still made a game, so that's good, I think. Anyway, our game is a simple puzzle game. You play as this tiny robot right here on the screen, as you can see. And we made 14 levels for it and some basic mechanics that are just going to either push crates that you can see on the screen right now, push it through a portal, push it into water to walk over water, simple things like that. And collecting these things called sensors that we call sensors. Then the second mechanic that we added was replacing blocks or tiles in the world completely. Right now you can see me replace these wall tiles with floor tiles. To replace tiles you have to get a paint bucket. That's kind of still connected to the coloring thing, but then we messed that up a little bit and now the coloring thing isn't really in the game, but we tried. And connecting these two mechanics together, like shooting things through portals, duplicating robots or the player that you can switch between with a tab, and then solving puzzles like that is what we try to make. And I think that's it from me. Anything from my teammates?
All the art is made from
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, everything you see on the screen is made out of Play-Doh that we put into Photoshop and got it pixelated. So, because all the 6 of us are programmers or kind of programmers, none of us know any art or any sound effect, sound design, stuff like that. Everything is just programming for us. And I think this is it for our presentation. Any questions? Questions, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Energy. And indeed, does anyone have questions about their game? If there are no questions, then we will move on to the next presenters. And they are...
I actually have a question.
Go on.
So your game had quite a lot of levels, which was really cool. So, is there any kind of like surprise in the end when you finish the game?
There's only one way to find out. Just go try and finish it.
All right, yeah, it was. I have to go back to that. Thanks.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay. This takes us to the next presenters, and they are Team Cyberpunk 48 and their game Unfound.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. Can you see the game?
Yes.
Okay, so this was our game Unfound. I can say that we were like pretty ambitious when we first planned this game out. So the idea behind it that we sadly didn't get to explore all that much was you're this wanderer going through this frozen area, and you get buried underneath a lot of snow in these ice ravines or ice caverns, and you explore them, and you find a bunch of previous explorers who've sort of been left down here as well. So sort of the idea behind this game and a lot of games that I've designed at Game Jams is that they shouldn't be just, games made to I guess win the Game Jam. It's always sort of about an idea that we could explore further, maybe after the Game Jam, and maybe develop into a full game. And so that's why most of our time was spent making these systems for it, like the fuel, the health going down, then this flamethrower, and enemies that chase you around. And so we ran out of time at the end pretty quickly, so our sort of level design is like pretty hastily done in like the final hour or like 2 hours of the Game Jam. And so we didn't really get to explore the story of this game all that much, and we didn't get to use what we made all that much yet. But I think in general our team members are really happy with the end product in terms of how we think it's pretty interesting, and we think that it's an idea worth exploring further. We do like the sort of visuals that we created in the end, this pixelated sort of retro look with low poly 3D assets, and the UI and everything in general, and the feel of the game when the levels do look decent in some places. So it may not be the most sort of comprehensive small Game Jam game that we could have made, but I think it's one that we're happier with in the long term, and then one that we would really like to work on further as well. So yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I really like the visual style of this game. Can I be your game designer if it goes into the long term?
I mean, sure, I guess.
Because I saw this project and I was immediately thinking, it's like, damn, this is something I'd like to work on.
It's pretty cool, right? As soon as we put the pixelation layer on, we were like, damn, no matter what like 3D assets we put in here, this is going to look pretty neat.
Yeah, it looks a lot like your early like PlayStation 1 era, like late 90s, early 3D games. I really like the like very, very low poly look, but it is an acquired taste, I guess. Still, the atmosphere is amazing.
Any other questions? Comments? No? Okay. Thank you very much. You may stop sharing your screen, and we will move on to the next team. And the next team is Game Cup with Find Your Music. Do we have anyone here from there?
Hello. I'm Sebastian. Martin is going to do the presentation. He's joining to the call now. Yep, he's in.
Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
We can hear you.
Very good. It's time to present our game, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. What else would you like to know?
We'd like you to share your screen so we can see the game.
Yeah. On it. I'll share the application so you get the sound as well, hopefully. Do you hear sound?
Yes.
Okay, cool. One moment. So yeah, we thought it was a cool theme, the Lost and Found, and we actually were playing around with 4 or 5 different ideas, and then finally kind of doubled down on the idea of mixing a bit of stealth element with a classical twin stick shooter, and this is what we made. The game is about music. Its name is Find Your Music, and if you don't have music, then you're this little sad guy with arms on the sides. Then there are those guys called Hushers in the level that if they touch you or send some minions to you, you die immediately. So you need to find your music that acts on the top, as you see, as your health and as your ammo. So if I would be shooting at him, for example, then it depletes my music. And if with this power up I don't kill this guy, then I'm basically done. So it's a bit of tactical gameplay involved as well. I'll maybe play through this level and I can answer any questions.
Were there any other levels in the game? You couldn't get the second level to trigger.
Yeah, we didn't have good audiovisual feedback that would tell you that you need to kill all the Hushers to get to the next level.
I didn't even know that you could kill them.
Yeah. That's good feedback.
I have a question as well. What was your inspiration for your visual style?
I don't know if Mattis is in this call. Mattis, are you in this call? Mattis can.
Yeah, well, basically, I just looked around Pinterest, found something similar, and went with it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Are there any other questions? If not, then thank you again, Game Cup, and we are moving on to JAMR or JAMR and Lost Space Founder.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So let me share my screen. All right, and yeah, welcome. We are the team JAMR, or Jaanus, Annika, Margus, and Romet. And we are going to present our game called Lost Space Founder. So I think that this intro sequence will introduce it nicely, and then I will describe it more in detail. So let's run the game. So, welcome, Commander. Let me guide you through the emergency systems. So, what happened is that we went from an intergalactic expedition, but the wrap drive lost power in the middle of the jump, and now we are lost in somewhere in our Milky Way galaxy, and we can just go to the nearest planet. And well, we're also running out of fuel because in the process all the fuel went away. So now we need to start collecting fuel to move around. Also, we can found new structures like a space elevator. What?
Did the other one end?
The other one. I didn't understand. Can you ask again?
Oh, sorry. I was talking to someone else and was stupid enough to forget to mute myself.
All right. Okay, cool. So now the fuel is slowly collecting, so we can go and try to discover more unknown systems. Actually, all of these space systems, these are actually quite a lot of them in this game. These are from the real, like our own galaxy, the nearest systems, and they get expansionally more expensive to explore. Like this one takes over 100 fuel, so this means that we need to build more things like orbiters thing. But for that we need to go back and collect the fuel that's in here. All right, so now I think we have enough to build an orbital thing here, and this will produce the fuel much faster. So overall, you really need to think through how to produce, how to progress quickly, because the fuel costs are getting higher. I'm just in the very beginning of the game, and the transportation network is actually something that can help a lot for more experienced players. So you can found transportation networks that will carry the fuel from the next space system, and this way you can accumulate it over time. Yeah, so it has hands. In the end, you can. So yeah, I won't spoil anything, but there is definitely an end in this game, and it shouldn't take like too long if you get through the strategy to reach to the end. All right, a little bit about our team. So I was the mostly responsible for the art part. So it's using a nice vector art, as you can see, and for example, the stars in the background are like moving while you're wrapping between star systems. Annika was responsible for the audio. He worked on it a lot, and she worked on it a lot. My mistake. And she also figured out a way how to get all those existing star systems into the game. Margus was developing the awesome galaxy generator. So yeah, all this wave of galaxies is his work, and he can probably talk about it for hours. And finally, Romet was responsible for the movement part. So he made the spaceship to travel between the spaceships and stuff. So we developed it in Godot and quite liked it. So thank you for the presentation. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
What is the ship mining? Is it mining planets or like the sun in the middle? It's kind of floating around the sun. But I can see also small planets.
Yeah, so it has different suns, have different number of planets. Margus, maybe you can answer this question.
Yes, so this is mostly thematical, but the very cheap low-tech thing is the space elevator. That's like for our current time imagined like a very sci-fi technology. So then, and from there on, it gets more ridiculous. So a space elevator would be mining a single planet in a star system. The sling is some sci-fi words with an explanation that it's mining every planet in the star system for fuel. And the most expensive and productive thing is a star mine that's mining the star itself for fuel.
Nice. I think this, like if you're planning to develop this any further, then it would be really useful to kind of bring these explanations out on what each thing does, or maybe like add visuals so that people can kind of like have a visual representation or idea of what is happening.
Yeah, if Jaanus selects a planet that has buildings, then after you build something, it kind of gives a very short explanation, like 1 or 2 sentences about the structure. So you can see that GJ 1005 has a space elevator.
Yeah, I mean, like that should be before you purchase it.
Yeah, good feedback. Thank you.
So thank you, Team JAMR. And now we move on to the next team, Notepad Games, with Detective Bob.
Hello. So we are in a team called Notepad Games. And you should be able to see my screen now as well.
Yes.
So, as always, we also ran out of time. So, I think every JAMR knows that when you start off, you have this great idea about the game that you want to do. And when you finally see the clock and understand that you have 2 hours left to finish your project, you just keep spamming and putting everything in that you can to help you finish the game. So this was for me personally, this was my second game jam. And I am very happy because I got a lot of new knowledge, and I also like the Unity programming engine because I like programming. But yeah, the game is about the detective. You are a detective and you have to collect clues about a recent murder. But as you play along, then it should come to your knowledge that the person who invited you to come check the clues and solve the murder was the murderer himself. Very useful information that we forgot was that you can open your inventory with key letter E, but I hope everyone got that. But when you start the game, you have a timer and you pretty much have to survive for the time. There are objects down that you have to investigate by right-clicking them, and they pop up into your inventory. You can also interact with objects, for example, the car and your personal driver, Dave. But pretty much, if you go on to the game, you should understand that there is a killer lurking around here. As you can see, he's running over there. He's pretty much using random points to run to, and he's using raycasts to find the player itself. Right now, we only have 4 items that you can collect, and once you do, you pretty much win the game by collecting the certain parts. But also, it seems that the killer is kind of stuck right now. But when you get into the range of the killer, then the killer will come after you and start to chase you. And as always, the killer is always faster than you. So pretty much you die. You can always restart the game by pressing F1, and you can do it all over again. But I really like the animations and the simplicity of the game. But that's pretty much it about their game.
Thank you. I have a quick question. What is the win condition for this game? How can you win it?
you have pretty much 3 stages in this game. The first one was that the killer can kill you and you get murdered. The second one is timer, that you have to survive the time being until the police arrives. And the third one is collecting all the clues in the game to win the game by solving the murder and then pretty much just getting the murderer busted.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions about this game?
You mentioned that it's your second game jam. Any tips, as this was our first game jam, any tips that we should keep in mind when we go forward? What did you learn from your first versus your second game jam?
So pretty much for my first game jam, I just got to know Unity. And for this time, I partly did the coding part. I would recommend that you just keep on with it if you like the programming. I remember that you said you were a programmer yourself. Just keep at it and just keep doing the thing. Like the learning, it comes with the game jam, and don't put too much pressure on winning, because the first thing should be always like the participation.
Thank you.
I got a massive laugh out loud moment from your game when the murderer murdered me and I could still move around while dead. I think that is legitimately like one of the funnier things about this game.
Pretty much our funniest moment was when we first implemented the killer looks into the game, because firstly there was just a box moving around with the AI system, but when we saw the black blob running towards you like a freak, we just burst out laughing.
So the detective can come back from beyond the grave and avenge his untimely death. Very poetic, very Poe. But thank you. Thank you very much, Notepad Games. And this takes us to the next team, Pachinko Pop 2.0, with In the Lost and Found. Is there?
There we go. So really basic main menu screen here. Time constraints as usual, right? So we are Pachinko Pop. For me personally, it was the second game jam. I think for our programmer as well. Our art team has taken part in 4 or 5, even more game jams. So guess we knew what to expect. I worked on the music and the general design. We had Sander, who worked at programming, did a really good job at actually getting the game working. And then the art team had Snowfire and Sketchmess, who managed to model 30 objects in the time. So the general idea behind our game was, as soon as I heard Lost and Found, we always our programmer is good with 3D platforming and puzzle platformers, so we always knew that this would be like our base template game. But hearing the theme Lost and Found, I started dreaming about different things we could go through, and we agreed upon the idea that you work at a place called the Lost and Found. Similar to Elliott Smith's song in The Lost and Found, and your idea is that there are a lot of objects in the room, and you should be able to like determine the correct object, and then put it in the cart, and then you get paid for that. So it was kind of like a job situation type. We didn't really get that far, but we did get the core gameplay loop working, which was amazing. So How to play? Basically the same thing. Basic 3D constraints. So this song that is playing in the background is actually a rendition of Elliott Smith's In the Lost and Found. So the music is based on the same name of the theme. And this is your office. There are a lot of things that people have brought in here, all different things. These were all modeled very charmingly. You can pick them up. It will show you what they are. And you need to... Yeah, hold on. I'll lower the volume a bit. Oh, never mind. It's okay. So here is Blackboard, and your boss is writing riddles on the blackboard, and you have to figure out which of the items is the correct one based on the riddle. So here I have, the more I dry, the wetter I become. So that is a riddle for what we figured is the towel. You pick it up, drop it in here. Voila, correct object. Now it will get rid of the object and it will give you a new riddle. So first you throw away the outside, then you cook the inside, then you eat the outside, then you throw away the inside. So it has to be something that does eating. There's a picture of a hole here. Nope, there's corn. But you can also drop wrong things, like you can drop the glove in here. That won't do anything. But if we go and drop the corn in, voila. It determines that it is a correct object. It will take some time to determine. Next one. Thumb and 4 fingers, but I'm not the hand. This is actually perfect, because that's a glove. So we made it so that people can't just brute force it by putting everything in the basket. So basically you have to actually remove the glove and then put it back in for it to work. And if you do it 5 times, you will win the current round. I have a head and tail, but no body. Let's see. Heads and tails. Coin. Here we go. Drop it in. Correct object. Let's see. Does it give us a win condition? I have many keys, but I cannot unlock any locks. Well, we actually have a key here, but here we go for the piano. Small charming piano. So... Very good. All clues correct, game 1. So this is a really basic project. I think the most challenging side from programming side was to get the riddles and the items to work with a pressure plate in a random fashion. And while we programmed 30 different, we modeled 30 different objects, we only had to make do with 19 so far. So had we more time, we would have made the objects different sized. We probably would have made the place a bit more cluttered and also work on the texturing of the shop itself. But we are really, really happy that we actually got the core gameplay loop working. That was one of my main design challenges. Is we have to make a mini game that has a core gameplay loop in one day that will also work. And getting this done right before the deadline was such a high moment for us.
Thank you. And your time is also up. So wonderful. I have a question. Who came up with the riddles and how did they do it?
Who came up? I actually Googled, this was while they were working at the program and the art of the things. I was getting the most common riddles around, and then I was looking forward. So I would look at if these riddles would also fit something within the room. So basically, if this idea would have to go any further, I'd say we'd probably think of the riddles ourselves, make custom riddles. And then I guess the larger idea to go on from here is that you're actually working, you have a salary, and the more objects you get during the daytime, the more points you get.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? If there are no more questions, then thank you again, Pachinko Pop 2.0. And we move on to our next team, Team Mortalis, with their game Mortalis the Burrow.
Hello everyone, I am Mihkel. I am a programmer for this game, and I would like to start with information or announcement that this was first programming for me personally, and I just started to learn Unreal Engine about a month ago, and I haven't done anything since this. Just some tutorials and free stuff that are in YouTube available. So and there are our team in our team. There are many people that did this or used Unreal Engine for the first time, or had very little experience. So I think it was awesome experience for us, and we are very happy to come to bring out this game in that condition. We are going to develop it more, but now but it's already playable in some extent. So the game itself is based on the larger future game Mortalis. That's the world where which is full of mystery and adventure, and we are going to do some smaller games based on this world also in future. And yes, so the game, the idea or the theme for the game was written by one of our authors, Agur, who is also working with on a novel on the world of Mortalis. So I don't know if you can hear the sound or not. I hope not. The adventure begins here with the Badger, who is going around the world and meeting another Badger who asks for help. So the mission is to go to the burrow here and bring out found items. One spear and some frog skins, 3 frog skins to complete the mission. And then you can start in this dungeon in the cave. This is we didn't manage to bring in our own Badger for the character, so we used some free stuff available. And there are these killer frogs in the dungeon. They are very dangerous actually. You don't want to. You can attack them from behind. Okay, I died already. So our damaging system is not working very well. We are going to continue work with the damage, but you can already play it. And if you finish the when you finish the dungeon, you can get out and then meet your friend Badger and give your stuff to the Badger. So based on what you collected, there are different endings in the game that are not at the moment working correctly, but we will finish this also next week. And we wanted to implement water rise in the cave, so you can drown there, but we didn't actually got so far. So you can see that there is a oxygen level marker in the left corner here. This means that when the water level is too high, you are going to drown. And I think that's pretty much all for the game itself. Okay, I can show you maybe some items that you had to collect. Some items are not working at the moment, but there should be some frog skins here. But okay, about yes, I already told you about our team. So,
I'm afraid your time.
Yeah. Do you have any questions?
Can you? It's written that you can block in the game, but I couldn't get that working. Does that actually work? Oh.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, but the attacking, like I tried attacking one of the frogs from behind, and even after like 5-10 hits, if it couldn't see me, it didn't die. But somehow, even if the frog backed up a bit and killed me immediately. So what would have been the combat? What would the combat design would have ideally been?
We did get it working very well because we just hadn't enough time to do that. I worked with this in the morning and it didn't work very well. So the AI should chase you, and when you hit it with your paw, then you do damage. And yeah, I don't know why it maybe.
Yeah, but are the enemies supposed to be so overpowered that they can kill you in one hit?
No, but it's the bug. It's the bug.
Okay. Yeah.
I hadn't timer there. I should implement timer that he can't hit you so many times in a frame.
How many times do they?
Yeah, I don't know actually.
999 times.
Yeah, they are very dangerous, killer frogs. So I suggest you avoid them.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for the question.
Piho, you can add me on Discord. Maybe we can have a call next week, and I can help you guys with
very
whatever
good.
you need.
Very good. That would be very good.
All right.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Team Mortalis, and let's move on to the next team. That's Volantibus. Team Volantibus with Lost in Plain Sight.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Nice. I will share my screen right away. You can see it, yeah? Okay, nice. So we created a game, Lost in Plain Sight, which we uploaded to a WebGL as well. Unfortunately, the top 10 isn't working there, but in the Windows version, it is working, so you can see all the scores. Yeah, let's enter our name and we get to the game. So our inspiration in here was clearly, as you can see, you're a worker in the storage space in the airport. And usually people lose stuff there, so you have to return them to them. They come to you with their wishes, and then you have to return these things to them. I don't really remember which one it was, but let's suppose it's this one. Yeah, some things are weird in here, or some of the items are weird. Like they were as placeholders, but since we ran out of time and I think it was quite funny that the fork landed in the head, so we kept it in eventually. Yeah, it's pretty basic game loop. You go day by day, you serve the customers, then you get to the end day screen, I suppose, and you can upgrade your stuff like increase the cost per person, remove some of the people from the queue or the spots from the queue, and increase the time for how long they wait. And you can buy additional shelves so you can organize a bit your stuff. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Any questions?
I really like the idea of this game. I was thinking that, you get how much gold do you regularly get per day if you make everything right? Not gold, but money.
It depends actually. Like the customers are increasing. Like at first there are 4 people coming, then 8, and so on. So it's it's always increasing.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking. I was looking at the storage space expansion and thinking that if you were able to go on with this design, then I guess I would probably balance the I think the first day I got like around $200 doing everything right. And then I found that like the upgrades are a bit maybe too expensive. So perhaps like allowing people to get an extra storage space or something a bit earlier would motivate them to play a bit more.
Yeah, probably. It was an oversight because like as we were developing it, we got better and better at it and got some strategies of our own. So we did it too fast and we thought, okay, the game is too easy. Let's make it harder and let's increase the prices a bit. But
yeah, this is really good. I really like the idea that you actually lose things in the stack yourself, because if you're not paying attention or remembering, it's like this is a game of memory. So if somebody's asking for you for this and you're going like through the boxes, okay, which one was it? So like when it comes to the theme, this game is the most thematic in that you actually lose things and then you have to find them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any questions, just a comment that it's a really, really cool game idea. Like a good cohesive game design with all the necessary elements.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And
yeah, the art direction, in our opinion, is a bit off, actually, I think. Because, yeah, we were, usually when Volantipus works together, we are a team of 3, but Daniel had to organize this, so he didn't he didn't participate, so we had to do everything. We coded everything with Raido together, and then we started doing graphics together. Raido doing one thing and I doing the other, trying to keep the same team going, but it's a mess, I think, in some parts at least.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Team Volantibus.
Yeah, thank you.
And we are rapidly moving down to the end of our presentations. There are 3 more teams to see whose games we haven't seen yet. So let's move on to We Showed Up. Team We Showed Up with Easier Said Than Run. Anyone here from We Showed Up?
Yes, hello.
Hello.
So for the start, I would also like to say that the team was very inspiring. I think it suited most of the participants because I played almost all the games, and I had a lot of I enjoyed a lot this playing different games. About our game, we had several ideas, but we took something which seemed that is most doable for us. And I also I want to thank my team members because 3 of them was participating first time and even dealing with video games first time. But yeah, despite the small experience, then we had a really good time and a nice weekend. Yeah, they did a good job, except programmer, I think, because it's me. But let's go to the game. So the idea was that so it's a small puzzle game. So you walk around a strange city. And suddenly you notice that you have lost your phone, and you have to go back using the same path to search the phone to find it. And if you finish the game, then every next level will be longer. Sorry. So it's basically a point and click game, and first the character will move around the city, and then it stops, and then you have to find the same way back. But yeah, we couldn't do it so far that it works. But yeah, maybe we will continue after the game jam. So it's more like a memory game. We also thought that maybe put some collectibles or connect it to with some, I don't know, some city to introduce a city. But yeah, so we got so far, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions about this game? No questions about easier set than run? Okay, well, that's fine. We can move on to the next game. The next team is Tubi Jahimehed, and belongings returned under one condition. Do we have someone here from there, from that team?
Should be 1 second. We have some mic issues. Maybe we can first some other team can talk, and then
I guess, sure. I think we have one more team that we can go to, and that's Kilometer. Kilometer, are you ready to present?
Yep, hello everybody. So I'm Team Kilometer, the only non-competing team in this jam, and I'll show you my game. 1 second, I'll set up the screen thing. Let's see if this works. Okay, is the game visible?
Yes.
Okay, so if you've played this before, you know that it starts off with a cutscene. So I'm gonna play and I'm gonna skip the whole thing. There's gonna be some audio pollution.
Alright, great. Listen, I got to go. You bring your CV over here and it'll all be super duper demo. Though if you don't make it, we kinda have to let you go. Anyway, got to go.
nii, et siin siis see audio siis rääkis ära mängu põhimõte. Ei noh, mängu story on siis see, et sul on siin selline CV ning selle CV sa pead viima oma bossi juurde, et saada tööle, sest tal on millegipärast vaja CV-d, et sind tööle võtta. Kuigi ta nagu juba sind on võtnud tööle. Yeah. Sorry. I automatically switched languages. Okay, so the point of the game is that you have the CV and you want to bring the CV to your boss. So you pick it up. And then you go. This is now the first level. And here is where you see the main mechanic of the game. And that is these papers. Okay. Et nüüd ta siis läks seal tüübiga vastu, paberid läksid laiali ja pead oma CV leidma. Et alguses mul tuligi selline mõte, et did I switch again? Okay, sorry, I don't know what's going on.
That's okay. All of us has our brains fried. Don't worry.
Yeah. sorry guys. Okay. So you pick up your CV. You pick up your CV, and at the level ends, after each level, you have a little cutscene. Now this is the second level. Here we have a bit of a longer cutscene. I'll skip this one. Right, and now here we have more papers and more actors. When you haven't found your CV yet, then they're just going to like walk around and fail at cleaning this mess up. Yeah, but once you find your CV, they will get suddenly very good at picking up the papers. The trick to finding the CV is that the CV is always separate from the other. CV is always placed like far away from the other pages. And now this is the last level. And these interns are especially incompetent at picking up these papers. See, where is the CV? Here it is. And that's the game.
Thank you. My question is, how can you tell the difference between the CV and the other papers?
Yeah, the trick is in the first levels, it's the only one with the picture. In the later levels, it gets really difficult. Basically, you have to notice that CV is the only one that has a paragraph right next to the picture and the paragraph below.
And if you don't notice that before,
then you're screwed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, like this game has zero polish, but it at least it's functional like fully.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah. Are the CVs always randomly like scrambled?
No, the CVs actually have the papers have random spots, but game takes a paper, takes a random spot, and then randomizes the spot a bit more. For the CVs, it doesn't do the second randomization, so the CV positions are absolute each time. Though there are like 5 locations for each level, so you don't get the exact positions for each game. That way, the CVs are never fully lost.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And we still have one more team to listen to. It's Team Jahimehed. Have you fixed your whatever problems you had? Are you ready to present? Do we have Jahimehed somewhere here?
We still have some issues. I think my teammate switched up his mic, but it's not working still. And it's a problem because I don't have the game working in my computer.
Yeah, but like he can show it and you can talk.
I guess so.
Yes, that would definitely work for us. So if one of you can show and one of you can talk.
Yes. Samuel, can you share? I hope he. Yeah. Okay. It's my second game jam as an artist, and my brother's first as a programmer. We didn't really have time to get everything working, but well, not working, but just implement everything we wanted. The first idea was that it's lost and found shop, and you're a character who goes there and wants his items back or belongings back. Yeah, we can see. But the shop owner is a little bit weird, or I don't know. So he you have to go to a cellar underneath the shop and fight or survive and kill some blob enemies, and then you can get your 3 things back. Yeah. So, or you don't have lives, but you lose your items if the enemies get you. Yeah, and if you lose all your items, you lose the game. And we didn't, he didn't get. Wait, how do you say that? So we had a tile set and more art and things, but we didn't get it working very well. So right now it's a black box and character and enemies. That's it. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the items that are in the corner are randomly picked from maybe like 10 items. So I had wait, I did wait. Yeah, right now it's just 1 item, but yeah, so yeah, it's basically the game is not done, but we have something. Yep, that's pretty much it, I think.
All right, thank you. Thank you for showing your game. Does anyone have questions about this game?
I would like to know which game engine you used.
Something. Maybe Summers, can you write that in?
Yeah, it's Pygame. I'm pretty sure it's Pygame.
Yeah, it looks like Pygame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't even know because I'm not at all experienced with coding or.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I also wanted to ask, where did you get the inspiration for the design of the characters and all that? Because they're very interesting and.
Yeah. So we. It's a reference to a video animation that my brother sent me and just said that I should do something like that, and it was kind of funny, so I did it.
I see. I'm guessing it's Polonius Bolus, because one of my classmates sent the video. I think you got the inspiration from. So, but it was very, very well done. I like the design of it as well. So,
Thanks.
good job by that.
Yes. Anything else? Questions?
It sounds like there's no more questions, so this wraps up the final presentations portion of this game jam. Thank you, everybody, and good job good job, everybody, for all of the awesome games and presentations. Now, I do believe we have the next thing coming right up, and Kristo can
Yes.
correct me.
Yes,
Or
thanks,
I-
Jurmo.
Yeah.
Thanks. And thank you, teams. I think these games are wonderful. And I strongly recommend to you not to leave them here to die. Take these games and create them even further. And I think they have a lot of potential. So, now it's time to hear about